Okay, everybody, welcome back. I had to go do some stuff. Let's take a look here. So, somebody was wanting to know how to change colors of yarn. There's different ways of doing it. This one, I'm just going to add in the yarn, and then you can work in your ends later. Let's take a look here. But I've got my 20... I think I got 22 rows here, and so I'm not going to worry about it. I can reduce it later. And what we're going to do is we're just going to add on some yarn, and then I'll weave in the ends later because I actually don't want to cut this yarn in case I use it for another project. I don't want to waste the yarn there. So what I'm going to do is I got my stitches here. I have not turned, I have not chained to go up to do the next row. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use a new color of yarn. This one's purple. Actually, it's variegated purple. And I'm going to use this for my chain. So you can see I've got the other one there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chain using this. That will hook it on and slowly feed my yarn through here. This is one way you can do it, and you would normally tie the ends together later. But I'm going to just, okay, I've chained, so I'm now ready to do the next one. I pull this taunt just to make it easy. And now I'm going to turn and grab the purple yarn, and we'll start here. And that's all you have to do to add on yarn. Is you feed it in. If you're gonna, that's starting from like one, if you're starting from the side. And then you just feed it in like normal. I'm just doing single crochets as you're feeding in the yarn, each hole there. So. You can see, I mean, it's literally that easy to change yarn. Then what you can do is you can then cut the yarn and knot it and then work it in if you wanted to. The other another option is if you take this out, I'm gonna pull this because I want that stitch. Come here, you. There we go. All right, I'm back. So another option is you can chain, and then rather than weaving in the ends, so here we go. We're going to chain with our different color. So we have that, and then you kind of pull your original yarn taunt. Then we'll turn, and then what you can do is if you want to, like I said, I normally knot it. I normally knot the yarn, and then I can sew in the ends later or weave them in. We're going to go ahead and kind of weave them in right now. I need to find which one's the purple. All right, so this is going to be my working yarn, and these are the two ends, so to speak. Like I said, I'm not cutting this white yarn because I might need it for something later. But you hold on to your tension. You grab the two here. See, you got the 3 pieces of yarn, the old one, the new yarn, which is the chain, and then this, and you can start just crocheting around them like so. See how I'm weaving it in? I prefer to have a knot to keep it there, so it doesn't get all wonky or pull out, which it might do. But I'm literally just feeding the yarn, or crocheting around all the yarn there to weave in the ends without having to work too much. But you can kind of see it. It's just slowly working. And again, I'm using a really big hook, and this hook and this yarn isn't really meant for this stuff. So why I did that, I don't know. Okay, so let's try this again. We got this. Let's see, where is it? That's one thing you have to kind of pay attention to, which yarn is what. So, around, feed, there we go. Around, there you go. But this will hide your yarn if you need to, and you can, let's see. That's all there is to it. And then let's take a look here. There you go. So this is the front part. We got the yarn switched in. Like I said, I would normally put a little knot here or something to tie it together so it can't pull out. But if you take a look, if you notice, see, here's the yarn. Here's the start of the chain that we did, but then you can barely tell that you even have it in there. Like I said, I would probably knot it at some point, and then I kind of go back. I would take a sewing needle, one of my darning needles, and feed this back in here because I'm just paranoid about the yarn coming through. But like I said, I would put a little knot right here, you know, just something, you know, a double knot or a slip, you know, something to keep it from ever coming loose because I'm just that paranoid over it. But you can kind of see it's hard to tell because you're wrapping it on. Again, I'm using a large 7mm hook and using yarn that's not actually, it's meant for this size. This yarn's meant for actually this size hook, which is a 4mm. But you can kind of see how the yarn is just fed through and it just comes through. And you can go all the way to the side if you need to, just to get it in there. And a longer thread is not going to hurt because if something does happen, you have some spare thread in case you ever had to sew it in or knot it. Like I said, I feed it through and, you know, a couple times just to make sure. But that's one way to... Hello, Andrew. My cat has come to say hello. One of 3. But that's one way of just looking, you know, and it's you know, it's hard to tell. And let's see, if we did that, let's go all the way across and then we'll do another one just to see what it looks like. Where is it? Excuse me. So you feed this all the way through, and then being stubborn. See, as you get to the end of the string, it can be a little funky. And then when you get to the end, it just slowly drops off somewhere. And I'm not gonna, well, the white can go back in because, you know, whatever. Because like I said, I don't want to cut the yarn. Then right now I've got 22 stitches on this. It's supposed to be a panel of 20, but because I was using it for doing some other increases and decreases and stuff like that, I haven't reduced it back down to 20 yet. So there is 22 stitches right now in this particular video because I just haven't changed it yet. So we got this. We're going to chain 1, turn around, and you can see there's, you know, can't see any of the yarn. And then you just go back like so. Now, if there is another way, you know, if you're planning on switching, you might want to carry your arm, you know, say you're wanting to do multiple colors of rose, right? And you tied it in here to begin with, you know, when you first got your color, but you can bring this up, you know, say we got this here, okay? You've got the purple. You fed that through the purple, but now you want to do white. So what we got is we got the white at the end here. Bring it up. I've carried it over. Then you feed it through, but you're only going to feed over the white, and you're just going to wrap the purple around, you know, like what we did for tucking it in, once I figure out which row it's my tension. So you can carry the yarn if you want, and it will just come through. Being stubborn. Stop being stubborn. So, you know, again, hey, this is actually looking kind of cool. But, you know, that is one way you can carry it. There's many, many, many different ways of changing yarn. It just depends on, you know, if you want to do it in the, say you wanted to switch in the middle of it. Well, you've got your yarn here, so carry it over. Let's do this. Switch over. Yeah, oops. So I got this. I have to find... Oh, actually, I've never tried this before. But switched over. I might have to do this on a project. I didn't even think about doing this because I haven't done flat work for a while, or you know, switching out for colors. And let's see, let's switch out again. This is kind of cool. Yep, 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 yep. But you're kind of just carrying the yarn over, and wrapping it around. Again, this is not the best yarn or hook, and it'll probably look better if you were using the smaller hook because it'll be a tighter weave, and so you could probably hide things a lot easier. But for demonstration purposes, I'm just using the really, really big hook with the big stitches here. But, and then we just swap out the purple that we've carried and start covering it with, there you go again. Oh, this is kind of cool. And then get that last stitch in there. And then what you do is you carry both yarns up, twist over. But, you know, here's the end. You know, it's a little feathery right here from wherever. Like I said, I would normally sew it in and just, if it comes out, it comes out because, you know, it's the end. But normally I would flip it back here, but that's kind of cool. You can do it that way. So, just switching back and forth and just carrying your yarn back and forth all throughout there. So maybe that will help people. If not, well, let me know. Again, I'm doing this for my Discord people, for changing yarns and carrying over and all that. And this is, like I said, I started out with 20 here, but because I was doing increases and decreases and sneaky ninja increases and stuff like that, using this swath, it's at 22 right now. That's why the top is a little bit wider than the other one. So anyways, that's all I have for this particular video, and I will talk to you later.